I'm going to be riding out for about 3 days. So just trying some setup with the cameras. I want to show you, share with you different perspectives. I think earlier just with this GoPro 8 looking out, that was one perspective. But the moment I added a perspective where you could also see me, I think it kind of gives you a more immersive experience as you watch the vlog. And that is the whole idea of having a GoPro on this, which will be there on the next ride hopefully. There's a brother on a fat boy, and this one gives you a overview. I think it kind of gives you a helicopter sort of a view of what's happening. So that was the whole idea behind these 3 cameras. Hi folks, this is going to be a very short Sunday ride. Actually, I've already finished half of my ride, and we were at Nandi Upachar here past Devanhalli, and I had a few technical issues with my GoPro mounts on the way in, and therefore I did not vlog, but I've managed to work around that. So I've got the GoPro 8 on my helmet, and I've got the Insta 360 right up front. What I'm missing though is my GoPro 10 on my handlebar. So this is a setup that I'm trying because I'm going to be riding out this weekend. It's going to be a long ride. I'll tell you more about that in the next vlog. I'm going to be riding out for about 3 days. So just trying some setup with the cameras, with the helmet, with something that's going to be here. I had an issue with the mount here, and therefore you don't see the GoPro 10 there. And then of course the Insta 360. There's a lot of wind, so it's a little shaky right now, so I'm not sure. I'm a little worried if the stick is going to collapse with the wind. Only one way to find out. There's Bell there on his 1250 GSA. As you can see, the wind is really pushing the Insta 360 against the handlebar. It was mounted a little outside just to get a slightly outside looking in sort of a shot, but with the force of the wind, the Insta 360 stick is on the handlebar, resting on the handlebar. I also have a brand new helmet. So it's not the Shark that I'm wearing today. I'm wearing the MT helmet. Originally a Spanish company, but I think they now assemble it here. This is the, I think, MT Thunder 4. That's what I'm wearing. I had a tough time trying to find a helmet because they have banned the import of helmets in India, and so it's very tough to actually now find helmets. And the visor for my Shark was scratched. I wasn't getting a replacement visor, so I said let me buy another helmet, and when I get a visor for the Shark, that, you know, so I'll have 2 helmets that I can alternate, full face helmets. Let me know what you think of this. I like helmets that are understated, and most of the helmets that I have found in MT are the ones that have a lot of flashy decals and graphics emblazoned on it, but I don't like that. I want something which is very, very light. I want something which is muted, which is understated, and I think that's what I found here. So this is a matte black and grey. So the good thing about this Insta 360 setup is that I can mount that. If you see that mount there, it allows me to mount it in different parts of the motorcycle, so I can get different perspectives theoretically. But to do that, each time you'll have to stop and change the position of the mount and all of that. And on a ride, it takes from time. Sometimes that's also a challenge. The more you add, the more complicated it becomes, and I don't like things too complicated. Of course, I want to show you, share with you different perspectives. I think earlier, just with this GoPro 8 looking out, that was one perspective, but the moment I added a perspective where you could also see me, I think it kind of gives you a more immersive experience as you watch the vlog. And that is the whole idea of having a GoPro on this, which will be there on the next ride hopefully. There's a brother on a fat boy, and this one gives you a overview. I think it kind of gives you a helicopter sort of a view of what's happening. So that was the whole idea behind these 3 cameras. Of course, there's some of you who also expressed concern about whether I'll be able to concentrate on the road when I'm doing all of this, and I really appreciate that concern. I like the fact that you guys are thinking for me, looking out for me rather. You know, there's one thing that I always believe in, it's safety first, no matter what. The first thing I want to do is ride safe. The shots, the vlogging and all that comes later. So therefore you'll never find with me shots that are very edgy, where you know things have happened. Sometimes you see these titles on videos, oh gir gaya main, or this happened, or whatever else, because in a situation like that I'm not vlogging. I'm basically focused on riding the motorcycle, and therefore you'll never find those headlines on my vlogs, because what I'm doing here is enjoying a passion, which is motorcycling, that I'm sharing with you in as safe a manner as possible. Let me know what you think of this helmet. I quite like the helmet. I like the look of it. I like its understated look. It's got a good visor. It also has a drop down sunscreen, which is what I have just engaged now. Let me know what you think of it. I'll post a link to the helmet somewhere in the video description below, so you will be able to get a closer look at the helmet if you want to. It's also a helmet that's fairly light. I think it's maybe 100 grams or so more than my Shark. I think that's about just over a kilo or so, and this one I think is 1.3 or somewhere in that region, 1.2, 1.3. Today is also a slightly busy Sunday. I have to attend a function, some family commitment, so couldn't ride out much. I'm actually already running late. It's past 9:30. I should have been home by now. Sometimes I get carried away, so I was like we were at Nandini Upchar. Enjoyed a nice breakfast, some idli, vade, and also a single puri. But you know, talking to people, bunch of viewers, all of that took time. So I'm now running a little behind schedule. Bit of a traffic build up today. Really excited about this ride that's coming up. Stay tuned to know more about that. So we're riding out after a very long time. The last ride we did, an overnighter, was a year ago, I think. Yeah, over a year ago, when we did Gokarna, Kundapur and things like that. We did Tirthahalli to Udupi, Udupi to Bhatkal, Bhatkal to Ankola, Gokarna, and then we came back via Sirsi. If you haven't got those vlogs yet, I'm going to place a link to that series in the description below. So this is not going to be that long a ride, because we're gone only for 3 days. So we're going to be riding one day to the destination, spending a day there, and then riding back on the third day. But it's going to be interesting because it's going to be a rainy sort of a ride, and therefore I've been trying to get my gear in order. So I'm glad that I got the helmet, because this is something that that was priority for me. And now I need to get some rain gear, some rain outerwear for my jacket, and also my trousers, my riding trousers. My shoes anyway are waterproof already, so really looking forward to this ride. Let me know how the sound is in the helmet, because the acoustics of every helmet is different. And I think this helmet has a little more padding inside, and also because it's a new helmet, so the padding is a lot more plusher. It tends to wear out with time as you wear the helmet. So I think the audio should be a little better than what it was earlier. It was good earlier, but I'm sure there should be some sort of a perceptible difference. Let me know about the audio too. 46 minutes to home, so I should be home by 10:30. I'm late. The boss is not going to be happy. What do you do? I gotta get back home, change. There's a vlog that I'm releasing today, a very different sort of a vlog as well, on the Kripal Amanna vlogs channel. So I need to just take a look at that for a bit and then head out. It's one of those super busy Sundays. It's the sort of Sunday that makes you wish that Monday was a holiday. And this has been a very busy week. A bunch of shoots. I also had a very interesting shoot with ace tennis icon Rohan Bopanna. I think that episode may have released by now already. If not, do stay tuned for that. I had a great time with him. And so it's been a busy week. A lot of work on the editing floor, a lot of planning, a lot of research, a lot of coordination. So I was really looking forward, although it was a busy Sunday, I was really looking forward to getting out at least for a couple of hours on the motorcycle, and I'm so glad that I was able to do this. For some reason I can feel the base of the pipes a lot more in this helmet. I'm really eager to know what the acoustics, what the audio sounds like in this helmet. There was a cyclist. Somebody was obviously cycling as exercise, and behind him he had a Fortuner driving behind him with the hazards on just to keep him safe. I think when you drive or ride in our conditions, you have to be extra careful. In fact, just a few weeks ago I saw an accident involving a cyclist on this flyover. Unfortunately, the cyclist didn't make it. I think he was hit by an SUV. So I suppose people are now taking that precaution when they're riding, if they can afford to, right? Not everybody can afford to have an SUV riding up behind them, but you got to be careful in whatever way you can, in whatever form, in whatever manner. Be careful, take precautions, take all the precautions you can afford to take. There is no shame in being safe. Always remember that. There is absolutely no shame in being safe. Better safe than sorry. You've heard that adage, that old cliched, often used phrase a million times perhaps, but there is truth in it. Better to be safe than sorry. We're back in the city. I have to deal with a bit of traffic before I get home. So I think it's also time to close this very short ride vlog. Thank you for joining me. If you've stayed on in this motovlog until now, sorry if you didn't find too much happening in this one. But this was basically a ride just to check out my gear, my new helmet, my new camera setups in preparation for the next ride, which should be interesting. So stay tuned for that, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, do consider subscribing to the Kripal Amanna Vlogs channel, where I bring you plenty from my motorcycling, food, travel and life's adventures. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. It's too sunny. I'm so happy that I got my visor back on. It was because the visor was so scratched on the shark, I would rarely use it. I would only use the sunscreen. But that wasn't enough. So I'd be breathing in all the dust, all the fumes most of the times. And especially when it's raining or the lighting is not good or there's glare, all the scratches make it very difficult to see. This one is crystal clear, at least for now. I love the manner in which the bike, the thrum of the bike echoes when you go in through these underpasses. Okay, time to really end the vlog now. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.